Part 2, here we go. Number 5 on my list of movies and shows I've never watched but I have memories of is Friends. Show on ABC. I saw commercials for it, never really thought it was going to be my thing. And I talked to my brothers who did watch it, and to me it just kind of seemed pretty dumb. You know, it wasn't something I was really into, didn't really think I would like, and you know, to me, Friends was, okay, 2 idiots, 2 couples. That was basically what it was, what it boiled down to from what I was told about the show. And what I do have a memory of this is that apparently this is where the idea of the friend zone was popularized. And as you know, if you watch my videos, I have very strong opinions about the friend zone. And this is a show apparently that popularized the idea of the friend zone. At least the more general or popular opinion of what the friend zone is, which is a guy likes a woman, but he doesn't have the courage or the cojones to tell her how he feels, and sometimes she likes it too, but it's like, will they get together, and will he finally man up and tell her how he feels, and blah 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 blah. As you know, I don't think that's a friend zone. I don't think that's a friend zone. So that's basically my opinion of Friends and my memory of Friends because of this phenomenon that has gotten more popular in people knowing about it and having a opinion one way or the other about it. And not to mention this type of friend zone that I think isn't the friend zone. But that's what popularized it, and it's interesting to see that that's where it started. I don't want to watch the show, it doesn't seem interesting to me, so that's just how it is. But it was a part of a block of television I never watched on NBC that had featured number 4 on my list, which is Seinfeld. Never watched it, saw commercials for it. It always seemed to me like 4 New Yorkers whining and complaining. And my brother, who really likes Seinfeld, think it's just the greatest show of all time, which it's not even close. Thinks, oh, you don't like it because it's smart humor, and you like dumb humor, and you like George Carlin, who has to curse and make himself funny. He's like, no, one of the funniest things about George Carlin, one of the funniest skits was something that I don't think has any cursing at all. It's the difference between baseball and football. That's one of the funniest things I liked about George Carlin, and the funniest skit, I think, because it didn't really need any cursing at all. It was just interesting comparisons, and he took it kind of to stretch it out a little bit to an extreme, but not by much. Whereas Seinfeld, to me, he always feels like New Yorkers crying and complaining, and it sounded ridiculous. It's a show about nothing. Then what's the point? It sounded moronic. And to me it was moronic, but my memories of it were getting into arguments with my brother about Seinfeld, saying that, oh, it's really smart, you just don't get it because you like dumb humor. No, I just like my type of humor. I like irony, I like the story style of comedy, not just, oh, somebody's put into a situation, how wacky. No, you put in a situation and things progress and it gradually gets funny. And at times there's lulls, and sometimes there's a joke here and there. I like parody, like not the parody that's been coming out recently. I'm talking about Mel Brooks movies like Spaceballs and Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles. Even the later movies like Robin Hood Men in Tights and Dracula Dead and Loving It. I like that sort of humor rather than 4 New Yorkers complaining and the voice they make while they're complaining makes it funny. That sounds ridiculous. I don't want to watch that. I really don't. Number 3 on my list is James Bond. All the James Bond movies. I've never seen a James Bond movie. Never. Never? Never. So, for me, Bond could probably be a really good series and I never know about it. Doesn't seem like the type of action movie I'm into. But what would make me willing to watch one movie in the past but not now is one thing. And it's one sentence long. GoldenEye on N64. Oh yeah, this game is awesome. And this is the memory I have of the James Bond movies. All comes with one game. GoldenEye on the N64 is amazing. If the movie is anywhere as good as the game is, I would probably have been willing to watch it back then. But it can't be because you are Bond in this game. And so because of that, I don't think I would really enjoy the movie as much as the game because there's so much going on in the game. Not to mention the cool and still holds up to this day multiplayer of James Bond. The split screen, which not a lot of video game multiplayers do anymore. Not to mention all the customizations of it that were free. That's the memory I have of James Bond, was the game. And as soon as anybody talks about James Bond, I talk about GoldenEye and Nintendo 64 and give it 5 minutes and we're on to the video game subject and I don't have to talk about James Bond anymore. It's because I don't know anything about James Bond. All I know is, yeah, Sean Connery was James Bond, right? Yeah, and Sean Connery's cool. So that's what I think. Alright, number 2 on my list is, bear with me on this one because you might find this one interesting. Sailor Moon. Yeah, Sailor Moon. Like, really? Isn't that a chick anime there? Or anime for girls or cartoon for girls? Why would you have any memories of that? Here's why. Hear me out again. Because when Cartoon Network was first coming to my hometown or my home county, it shared the same channel as a Spanish language channel. I don't remember the name of it. It may have been Galavisión for all I know. I don't know. It's been well over 10 years, almost 20 I think. So when it came out, there was this thing where at 4 o'clock it was switched from Cartoon Network to the Spanish language channel. And the cartoon it would always cut off right at the beginning was Sailor Moon. And so that's my memory of it. It was 3:30, I think it was Ronin Warriors I would watch on Cartoon Network, and then Ronin Warriors would be done. I would be, oh, that was fun. And it would be kind of interesting for me to watch the show actually cut right into the Spanish language channel, because what would happen is literally 5 seconds into the opening theme song, bang, goes right into the Spanish language channel. So it was like, oh, that was kind of funny to see how it would switch, like it was no big deal. So that was kind of funny for me to watch. And so I would watch the end of Ronin Warriors and just see it switch over, and then I would change to something else. I don't know what I watched then. I don't remember. So, but I will admit this. I'm willing to admit this one thing. Okay? I'm willing to admit this. That if my girlfriend asked me to watch Sailor Moon with her, even if it's just an episode, just so I can say I don't like it, I would probably be willing to watch it with her. Just one episode. I would probably be willing to watch one episode of her, just so I could say if I didn't like it, I don't like it, I don't want to watch it, I'll watch something else over here and enjoy Sailor Moon. And she would probably then willing to understand that I don't like it, at least I gave it a shot. The other movies and shows on this list, I would not be willing to do that for. I would not watch any other movies and shows on this list, especially number 1, which is Twilight. Twilight. Oh, God. Where do I begin with Twilight? Alright, again, I'm going to put this as delicately and as calmly as I possibly can. And that is, vampires don't sparkle! They just don't, okay? They don't. And when I heard about this from, I think it was coworkers, or when I was in college at the time, my college classmates would say, "Oh, he's a very delicate vampire. It's such a love story." It's like, I need a barf bag now. And then it told me, "Oh, he sparkles too." Are you effing kidding me? Are you effing kidding me? He sparkles? Vampires don't sparkle, okay? They burst into flames. Every other movie, well, basically every other movie, it was the vampires would be in the sunlight and they burn. Unless you're Blade. And Blade's a kick-ass movie, by the way. If you want a vampire movie, watch Blade. Sometimes when I first think of vampire movies, I don't think of Dracula. I think of Blade, because that's a cool movie to me. And that's a movie I want to see. Not sparkling vampires. So why do I have a memory about this? Simple. I went home one time, me and my brother, and we were with our pop, and we wanted to watch the second Transformers movie. I know, bad idea. It became very disappointing for me. But we wanted to watch it, and we knew we were going to leave early the next morning, so we watched a late show. I think it was a midnight showing, actually. We watched it. And so we were there at the midnight show, and there's a little bit of problems with the projector room. They can't get the movie going. They just played one set of trailers, and to make sure the people in the audience don't get angry and don't walk out or demand refunds, what they decided to do was play a second set of trailers. And in the middle of it, they played the second Twilight trailer. I think Twilight BS Part 2. So you saw the Wooden, who basically has the personality of a block of wood and the presence of a block of cheese. And you saw the pansy vampire there with her. And then you saw the gay werewolves. Dude, I saw the posters. A bunch of shirtless men running around together. They're gay. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. It's just mean they're homosexuals, alright? Let's be honest. That guy who, apparently in the trailer they show him saving her, whatever, probably just wanted to see if she was a she-male or something. Man, I'm trying to get really cool right here. But honestly, I saw the trailer for it, and then what was great was at the end it showed the title screen, Twilight BS Part 2, whatever the second movie was, BS Part 2, and the women in the audience were starting to scream, "Yay, yay!" And the men, proud of my men right here, proud of my men. I'm proud of my fellow men right here. My fellow men didn't let me down here. They booed that trailer at the end, and they drowned out the cheering from the women. It was fantastic to see my fellow men just rally around the hatred of this stupid movie series and just drown that cheering crap, the women in the audience. I don't care about the gay werewolves and the pansy vampire who sparkles and the woman who couldn't have a personality greater than, sliced bread. It was just great to see the men just drown out the cheering with just gigantic boos. That was hilarious for me. And that's why I have a memory of Twilight. And it's probably one of my best memories of the second Transformers movie, which is kind of odd. So, that's my top 10. What do you think? You agree with it? Did you like any of these movies and shows that I don't like and never have watched and probably never will watch? And what movies and shows do you have memories of that you've never seen? It's like, why do I have memories of this? I've never seen this. So let me know in the comments. And until then, later.